Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, Nail the Sale podcast. We have Sophie today on this episode. I'm super excited for this one because we've been trying to do this for a long time, and now we are back at it again. Hey, Sophie, how are you?
Hey, good and you,
I'm doing
Newman?
great.
Happy to
Thank
talk
you.
to you.
Yeah, amazing. Like a lot of people in our circle, they know, but of course, a lot of people will see you first time, maybe. So tell them who you are and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. Sophie. I'm from Mexico City,
Yeah.
and I've been working remotely in sales for about 4 years. And it's been a journey, a really interesting journey, and I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Working in remote high ticket sales, right? And closing millions of dollars for clients and making good money. You started as like an appointment setter first, right? And somebody just told you, "Whoa, this is an offer," and the business owner said that I believe you can close on this offer, right? So
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. Is that is that because of your trust and authority that you have built with other companies, or this was just like a conversation with the person?
it was interesting because at the time, I guess I was doubtful that I could close a 20K deal.
Yeah.
And I remember that other companies would tell me, you don't have the experience, you're not there yet. And then when I went to a certain interview with a certain coach, she told me, like, you've got this, you've got the skills, you can do it, and I will coach you. I believe in you. And that was the first time I was like, okay, maybe I can. So I started on that offer, and it was the first time I hit like 10K, and then, went on to growing more income. But it was like one person saying, yeah, I see something in you. And I went on with the ride. So
Oh,
that
that's
was really cool.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I see you speak a lot about law of attraction, right? Like tell us like the basic about it because if you talk about me, like I'm totally new to this, right? I'm actually learning. I heard one time somebody said, "Hey, don't say bad things because you attract what you say." That made me thinking, right? And today I came with that concept. Like I will ask Sophie because she's pretty big on it. You said like you told me like before like you're a nerd about that. So I really want to know a little bit more about it, Sophie.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an interesting topic. And I guess like my connection to law of attraction started with Joe Dispenza
Yeah.
because I was wondering, like, what if logic doesn't solve your problems, you know? So I
Yeah.
started thinking, okay, that maybe there's more to life than just like being logical about the steps and the actions and the strategies. So in this journey, and then if we talk about sales specifically,
Hmm.
and most closers will say this too, sometimes we don't know why we're not doing a good job, right? And
Yeah.
some people will explain it logically, but my conclusion is that sales is energy. So
Mm.
if I'm okay with my life and my balance, which is law of attraction, I'm attracting the things that I want and creating the life that I want, then I'm going to sell more.
Hmm.
But I do need to be aligned in the clients that I choose and the habits that I choose so that I can be that person. So it's like combining the right action and the right energy for
Yeah.
success. That's how I see it.
Okay. Just to understand a little bit more, um, can you share a story where the law of attraction really help you close a deal, maybe?
Yeah, a lot of times. I was once in a sales team, and it was like all men, like everybody was, there
Yeah.
were a lot of guys, and I was the only girl. So the method was very masculine.
Hmm.
And at first I was very intimidated because I don't sell the same way other people sell. I have my own style.
Yeah.
But I think women sell like more based on emotions or maybe intuition. Like there's different elements. And I remember that I was following their method and it was not working, but the same method worked for them. So I was like, I need to do something different because the logical script or the process is not enough.
Hmm.
So I guess like I started to trust myself. That's one, saying,
Yeah.
okay, I have like the talents and skills required to do this, but I need
Hmm.
to like honor myself. So in this process, I started to decide, which is like the inspired action that law of
Hmm.
attraction talks about,
Yeah.
in saying, okay, I trust myself, I'm going to do this my way, and I'm going to be open to feedback too. So
Okay.
I started like my calls in a different way with a different energy than I was taught, following my intuition.
Yeah.
And I guess like that was the change for me to be selling much more.
That's awesome. Sophie, we are learning and listening everybody out there, right? Like Jeremy Miner, Andy Elliott, if we talk about Michael Dunleavy, right? All of these big boys, they're making good money. They trained a lot of people. You work with Michael as well, right? Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
whatever we are talking about right now is actually connect with his process too?
Um, I mean, I would say
Because he talk
yes.
about like um he uncovering the truth, right? And having just like a natural conversation. Do you think it is something that we are talking about as well?
I do feel that it aligns with Michael's teachings because he talks about beliefs, first of
Yeah,
all. And I haven't seen much trainers talk about beliefs. So he says like they might have they have a problem, I might have the solution. So it's talking about
yeah.
detachment. And detachment in law of attraction is like wanting something but not expecting it to happen. Well, it's like something strange to explain, but it's
Hmm.
like I want something to happen, but I'm not anxiously desperate wanting it to happen now the way I wanted. So
In the
Michael
simple
does
words, yeah, in the simple
detach.
words, hey, we are sitting here, we're going to talk about it. I don't need your money, right? There are $1 trillion in the world. I don't need yours. I'm just going to talk to you. And at the end, it's a sale, right?
Yeah, and Michael is very abundant in that sense. Like there's a lot to go, there's leads for everyone. There's
Hmm.
more people on my calendar. I'm going to make more sales. So if
Yeah,
you do want to come in or you're not the perfect fit, that's okay. So he's very
that's actually
abundant.
good. Yeah, that's actually good. In your school of thought, what do you think, like, what mindset shifts do you think are essential for using law of attraction in sales?
That's an interesting question. So, I mean, I'd say like one, inner alignment is super important. I mean, not just in sales, but it directly impacts our sales and how we show
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So if I'm aligned with my health, my family, I feel happy, my work is interesting, then I will reflect that in my sales and the people I talk to.
Hmm.
Versus if I'm burnt out, I don't like my job, I just want like the commission, then that will be how I show up too.
Hmm.
So the interesting thing is that both sides can actually sell, and I've seen it. People
Hmm.
sell in different ways, but I feel like it inner alignment is about feeling good about what you do, how you do it.
Hmm.
And it's like deciding how I want to live my life or the person I want to be,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, and in my experience, I think it's very important to believe about positive thinking for closing deals. Like if you are detached and you're pretty positive about, I mean, you're detached too, but at the same time, you're positive too, right? That of course I am going to help. I am going to, of course, this word help roam around a lot, but there are just a few people who are actually detached and who are just trying to have a conversation and help and see
Yeah.
if there is something we can work around or not, right? But if
Yeah.
it's an intuition, if we actually look at it, right? If we actually look at it, like I am on the call and I'm going to help this person, but just know a little bit about themselves and and think positively, that could actually impact a lot on sales calls as well. if we talk about if like any conversation that is related to sales, or maybe any other conversation in the life too, right? Not just sales,
Yeah.
because any conversation is sales, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think what you said is so powerful because our thoughts, I believe that our thoughts create our reality.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to someone and I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to ask this person next? Or
Yeah.
that person have the money and I'm thinking like only about my process and myself, then I miss the opportunity to connect. So if I shift my thoughts to what does this person really want?
Mm-hmm.
Are they ready?
Mm-hmm.
What questions can I ask to extract the truth?
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a more positive feeling
Mm-hmm.
and I perform better,
Yeah.
at least in my case. I don't know how you feel.
No, well, I feel the same, right? There was a time when I was like, like every one of us, when we start, we s- we start from somewhere, right? But with the passage of time, when you start working with like those nice clients and your prospects, and you start learning about it, and of course you learn from a lot of trainings as well, and your own practices too. I learned that like staying positive and detached and focused, that's the only thing you need, like the communication that you already have, choosing nice words to talk about, asking good questions, right? Staying
Yeah.
positive and natural, right? If you talk about you and me, Sophie, like our first interaction was like we know each other from so long, right? So
Yeah.
it was just only because of we had like a natural conversation, right? We had fun. We are still having it, right? So it's amazing. And when you said like what exactly I'm gonna ask the next question to the person, this is something I don't enjoy, and that's exactly what is in my show as well, right? I go casual. I don't have any scripts. I don't have anything. I just have questions in my mind that I really want to ask and want to learn for myself and want to post it
Mhm.
there so everybody else can learn too, right?
Yeah.
So I I know like facing rejections and um obstacles in the sales. Do you think like affirmations can actually boost sales performance?
Can you say that again?
Do you think affirmations can actually
Affirmation.
boost
Oh,
your,
yeah.
yeah, affirmations can actually boost your sales performance?
I do as long as I believe them
How so?
because law of attraction and everything in life, like we have confidence if we believe in ourselves, right? So, thing I learned recently, um, is that when we say affirmations or mantras, and if our body doesn't believe them or our mind, then they don't work. But we need in our brain to start believing, like, I don't know, if we're at this point and we want to get there, it's like how can we advance, bit by bit so that our mind really, because let's say that I'm super frustrated, burned out, and I'm trying to get to this beautiful feeling, right? Of
Yeah,
abundance, of joy. But if I don't advance in a mental way, then I'm not going to believe this feeling, or it's going to be hard to get there. So I think we need to train our brain to say, okay, I'm not going to listen to the doubt or the fears. How can I get into a better state to better perform? I think sales is very but in my perspective, performance is a lot of things. Like it's how we show up, how we serve people, the numbers we get, yes, but there's so many factors that how we teach ourselves to be that person is the key to our like inner success and inner joy.
yeah. And that one thing can be gratitude as well. Practicing gratitude, and
Oh yeah.
be happy about everything you have. Like if we talk about, I'm sitting in a nice place, I have a nice headphone and a laptop, this camera, and I'm sitting talking to somebody who's sitting in Mexico right now, right? And
Oh,
it's totally like I am grateful, right? I am grateful. Like whoever you praise, like you just need to be thankful of that, right? Thankful of everything. That's the first thing. If we start from there, literally law of attraction, making more money, happy life, connection with God, everything will follow actually.
yeah. I
Because
love
when
that you get that because
yeah,
yeah, like teachers even say this, like if we're not grateful.
hey, I'm
You
sorry, I don't
froze.
know. Yeah, we got disconnected. Yeah. So no worries. We will continue from here. Just tell me you were talking about something.
I want to remember what it was.
Okay.
Oh, if
Gratitude.
uh, yeah, gratitude. So I was saying that law of attraction mentors say that when we're grateful for whatever we do have, then we can attract more. And if we link that to sales, it's like, hey, what am I grateful for? Am I in a great account? Do I have a great manager? Am I
Hmm.
talking to awesome people? Like something, there must be something that we all, are grateful for, and that
Yeah.
will attract more of that.
I mean, there was a company I used to work with that just now I can recall while we are talking about it. They used to start the shift with a mantra. They used to call it a creed, right? They used to call it a creed. I just opened it in front of me right now. Let me read it, and it will be amazing. It was in capital letters,
Oh,
right? And we were starting our shift with this. In the morning meeting, we were like, I never settle for mediocrity. I never make excuses or allow them to govern my future. I am successful. I am excellent in every facet of life, especially family, freedom, and finances. I'm results
mm,
driven. I win by choosing every day to be the captain of my own internal environment. My thoughts
mm,
determine my outcomes. I'm accountable and hit the goal I've made for myself and the team. We rise together. I'm a provider. I'm a giver. I'm excellent in the basics. I keep it simple. I elevate my sights. I have an innate, insatiable hunger for success and will not be overworked. I am proactive and not reactive. I am a winner and abhor losing. I have discipline and consistency over motivation. No one can stop me. I can, I will, watch me. That was the
mm,
affirmation every day in the morning. And I remember, like, no matter how the meeting was normally, when we were somebody like one person will be reading this every day, like it will be a round robin, right? One person will be reading this, and it was actually a game changer if you're listening to it, right? If you're connected
yeah,
with it and if you're listening to it. And if the person who is saying with a feeling, right? So yeah, I mean that's amazing. As of now, I think like the my point was you attract what you think is pretty much so much connected with 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 everything like we do every day. We
yeah,
speak with each other. We speak with clients. We speak with prospects, our family, everything. Yeah, that's true, and I
yeah.
love it. So, do you have like any strategies maybe, or do you use anything to focus on that and stay motivated about law of attraction and sales and your goals that you create and achieve every day?
Yeah. So I always have like two kinds of mentors all the time. Like
Okay.
I have like the logical side, that
Yeah.
teaches me strategies and the how to and what to
Yeah.
say and
Yeah.
etc. But I also have spiritual coaches or law of attraction coaches
That's right.
because I know that I'm going to take myself to a certain limit. But if I work with a coach, they are going to take me so far. So my
Mm.
progress is definitely with someone,
Mm.
but most of all, it's like practicing, like
Yeah.
getting really good. Sorry,
Mm.
like getting really good at that work, like training myself to think, to not think negatively or identify my patterns or really shift them. So I'm very, very spiritual, and that
Yeah.
is like the main thing I work on. But if we don't practice something, I'm gonna go back to my old self, the Sophie that doubted herself, that didn't believe in herself, that didn't take action. But if I work with someone, that someone is gonna, you know,
Yeah.
uplift me and help me work on that confidence and I don't know,
Keep you
remember.
motivated up and running. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be
Absolutely.
my
Yeah, that will be
recommendation
your
for everyone.
strategies and recommend. Yeah, do you think like it can actually apply as a collective, as a team as well? The way I just said the mantra, like their that could be like one way as well. We can focus our team as well. Like managers can do, right?
Yeah.
They can do as well, and
Yeah.
they can make a lot of changes in their sales teams because now they have started thinking differently. They're not just following the frame and the structure, right? Only, not just
Yeah.
that's
Completely.
important too. I'm not saying that that's not important. That's important too. Things to do and things to say are important too at some extent, but having everything is here actually, right?
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
right from here, then you're good.
Yeah, definitely. At least for me, I was talking about this with a friend that first comes the energy and then comes the action. But for
Yeah.
him, it was the other way around.
Okay.
But everybody needs to find like their balance and how they work. But I feel that managers and business owners can have a great impact in
Hmm.
closers and setters, everyone. They can really
Yeah.
change their lives with how they approach leadership and
Hmm.
how they motivate or how they connect with people. So yeah, they have a
Absolutely.
great path.
That's amazing, Sophie. You're extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you, Nimano. I mean, it was awesome chatting with you about this, and I love that you wanted to
Yeah, of
focus it on
course.
love attraction.
I remember
Um,
like we had like first conversation. You said, "This is my zone, Newman," and I said, "Like, let's do it then. Let's share with
yeah,
everybody."
yeah,
Right?
I totally geek with those things. I read, I go to Joe Dispenza, I listen to
Yeah.
this every day. So yeah,
That's actually good, right? I loved it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for hopping on today. And I think that's a blessing to connect like always. And it's blessing for you guys as well, who they are actually watching and listening right now. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you very much, Sophie, and have a good one.
Thank you, Newman, for the invitation. Bye.
Appreciate it.